flagship for ATN.
Yeah, it's the flagship.
Yeah.
I mean, that and obviously the Excite 4, those
Yeah.
are, I mean, they have the same skill set,
You
to
get
speak.
way more range than I think people give that credit for. I mean, the
I-
Excite, as far as when night vision's concerned, I mean, I think when conditions are right, you're getting, with what is on the unit, on the optic, I think I'm getting 150 yards at least. At least.
At night, easily.
And clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then daytime, I mean, I think that's the other aspect that so many people don't understand is it's also a day
Yeah.
scope. And it's a really good
All of 'em.
scope. It's a 4K, sensor.
Unbelievable.
So
All right. Here we are. Hey, we're live at the NASGW show. That is the National Association of Sporting Good Wholesalers.
Correct.
All right, I got it right. And do not adjust your screens because we do not have Steve Lemonov on site. We've got the guy. We've got Mr. James Munn, CEO of ATN. Welcome in.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
So we were discussing a little bit beforehand about, what we want to show people, because I've never been able to speak to you because Steve kind of just takes the reins, and we're always talking to Steve, which is awesome. But I want to get your view of it and your view of ATN and how that's going and where you guys plan to go, because right now you just launched the Otis XLT, which is phenomenal. Yeah. So talk about a little bit about that and ATN in general.
All right, well, the Otis XLT is the latest product in our LT line, which is, basically are a little bit more cost-effective,
right,
but still really good quality, entry-level products.
Right.
The XLT is our new little handheld thermal viewer, which, offers, recording, color images, really good image, for a really good price point of starting at $599 for a thermal viewer.
Yeah, for a thermal viewer. And a lot of guys initially go, well, ATN, you guys are using these as hunting, but that's not the only place you can use these. Water, like if you're boating,
yep,
this is have this on board, because at nighttime someone goes overboard, you pick them up instantly. And so it's a invaluable tool to have, and also I look at it as a pre-scouting tool for as far as hunting is concerned, but also tracking.
Yeah,
a thermal monocular for tracking is key.
Yeah, absolutely. And you go into the other aspects of fire and rescue, home safety and security, if your power goes out, camping. I mean, my favorite is when I go camping with the family, I take one of the thermal viewers and, don't have my rifle with me. So
you want to know what's out there.
And you hear that bump in the night, and, I've got a little 11-year-old daughter, and I'm like, here, you want to see what's out there? And I hand it to her, and she's just blown away at what she gets to see.
You see everything.
And you see everything. And it's the coolest thing.
Yep.
And, so that's, when you're looking at, like I said, all the other places in markets that you can go into with it, that you're right, it's not just a hunting tool.
Right.
It's basically an outdoor security.
That's an interesting way to put it, because seriously, if you guys haven't used thermal, I would highly recommend you guys look at these up, because nothing hides with thermal. Everything gives off a heat signature, whether it's high or it's low. And if it's giving off a high signature and conditions are right and it's cold out, nothing hides.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the biggest difference between, when we started off selling night vision, pure I squared image intensification units, and going into thermal, that was always the biggest, difference is you can sit there with an I squared unit and see everything in green or now black and white, but it's all monochrome. And, there's no color, no heat signature, just that. You turn on thermal and you're right, nothing hides. It's out there. It's just so much fun.
Oh yeah, it really is. And that's one of the cool things. Like, we'll have get-togethers over their house or something, and like the neighborhood kids will be around, and I'll go, hey guys, check this out, and they are blown away by and to be able to record on this is actually a really good tool too, because if you're tracking blood or something, you can actually record where those last drops were, and you can record the track job too.
Yeah.
And
so that's our new XLT. I also brought the Thor LT, which has been in our line for a while, but one of the reasons I wanted to just bring that is we had a really good change in it, and it's not It wasn't technical. It wasn't really with the unit per se, but through some really good use from our stuff from our engineering department and our assembly, our whole new production staff. One of the things we were able to do was lower our cost.
And that's always good.
And we're of the belief if we can lower our costs, we should in turn lower the cost to the customer. So one of the things that we just came out with is the Thor LT going into this holiday season. The retail price is $999.
That's it.
So it's a sub $1,000 thermal rifle scope.
Good gosh.
Yeah.
And okay, so if you did hear that correct, is that it's a sub $1,000 thermal rifle scope. Oh, but James, man, can I use that in the daylight too?
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the nice things about thermal is you can use it 24 hours.
Yes.
I mean, it is, predominantly better, at night, just because, what you can see with your naked eye in the daytime, obviously you can still see it with thermal, but at nighttime when you can't see anything.
Right.
But
thermal. A good use of this is, man, if you lose, because a lot of times in regular optics, what I find is if I'm looking at like a buck in like heavy brush, and I don't know if he has left or if he's just bedded down, like that's, man, during the daylight you can still see him.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll still be able to cut through and see those little heat signatures.
Correct. Yeah, you're not going to lose him in the brush.
Right.
As long as there's a little bit of
little
space,
gaps.
Little gaps. Yeah, absolutely.
But again, that goes on along the nothing hides even during the day.
Correct.
So, but that's a great one, and we talked a little bit about this, about the Thor 4 being like the flagship. This is the pinnacle of like the thermal that you guys are offering right now. So why offer a unit like the Thor LT?
Well, when we had the Thor 4, which, as you said, is our flagship, and it's a phenomenal scope. And when we sat down and developed the Thor 4, it was, okay, can we think of anything and everything that a customer would want in a scope? Right. And we tried to put everything we could think of into it. And
that's Bluetooth. That's Wi-Fi.
Bluetooth, Wi-Fi.
It's got
streaming,
everything.
Ballistic calculator, recording. You
name it, it's on.
Exactly. So I almost think it's like, whoa, did we go a little overboard? No, it's a great scope. Throw everything more. But with social media these days, which is great, you get to see customer feedback.
Right.
And one of the number one things we saw was someone saying, hey, this is all great, but I really want just something I can pick up and go with.
Yeah.
I don't need to record. I'm not going to share on social media.
Right.
I don't need a ballistic calculator. I'm only shooting X amount of, distance.
Right.
So we're like, okay, well, let's take the same, high quality, but scale back on some of the features. So you then just have that pick up and go scope. And that's why we developed the LT line, whether it's the handhelds or the weapon sights. We wanted that quick grab, go scope, didn't need the extra features. And then that in turn allows us to pass on cost savings to the customer.
Right. It's almost no frills, but you look at these scopes and you get two different readings, two different modes.
Yep.
You're still getting that. You're getting a 10+ hour battery life. So don't worry about having to turn it on and turn it off to save that battery. Just let it run.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we didn't make it a cheap scope. We just reduced features.
It's less features.
Right, exactly. It's less features. It still has the same high quality, still the same great image, just less features.
So we also talked a little bit about kind of where ATN's headed and what you guys plan to kind of come up with next. Because you guys really, once the Thor 4 came out, I was like, okay, what else can they do? Where are you guys kind of headed? Are you guys kind of just looking at all your options that you've got, or what are you doing?
Yeah, we are constantly innovating. We have a massive engineering team. They're constantly looking at it. We're always looking at, what can we add? What more can we add in? As you look at the Thor 4, we added the ABL, which is the laser ballistic system,
yes. which that's great. That's impressive.
So it's now gives you all make sure ballistic calculations even more accurate. So we're always looking at new things to add in. We added in the radar system. which if you have a group of people together, you can
Right.
tie everything in.
You
Then
tie it all in.
Then
as a
on your
group.
phone, you can see where everyone is, and you can see where everyone in your
Right.
hunting party is at.
Which
So-
that's big time when it comes to safety.
It is big
I
time
mean,
when it comes to safety.
that's one of the key features I see about that is it's a key safety indicator of where your people are at, where your hunting crew is at. So obviously we want to identify the targets, but it's nice to know where they're at beforehand.
Correct. So you see, even once we launch a product, we're always coming up with innovations for that product. So obviously we have things on the horizon. The engineers never stop working. Our whole company is always a big belief of continuous improvement.
Yeah.
Where that stuff is, and can we talk about it yet? No.
Dang
But-
it!
but-
I'm trying, guys. I'm trying here. Like I'm trying to pull some stuff out here, just to kind of what's on the horizon. That's my softball
Yeah,
of.
so-
Can you tell us any more secrets?
Yeah. So nothing right around the corner,
Yeah.
but we're always working on new
Right.
stuff.
Well, you guys just keep putting out good stuff like you always do, and we'll all be good.
Yeah.
Like that's just it.
And then one of the big things that have happened this year is we've moved our corporate headquarters.
And that came as a shock to me because I didn't even know this. Like this, I wasn't going to go there because I was like, I don't know how many people need to know this. But so you guys made a big move,
We made a big move. We switched coasts.
like entirely switched it up. So you were a Silicon Valley company,
We were a Silicon Valley company, correct?
and you moved. You did a complete 180. Like,
Yes. Yeah. So
you went to Florida.
We're in Florida now. Yep. So
So what prompted the move? Is just friendlier environments?
a lot of it had to do with friendly environment. I mean, obviously, California's California.
Yep.
So,
We all know.
And it's not the easiest place to
Right.
hire people for our industry.
That is true. Yeah.
So,
So it's big time growth too. It's because
And-
we talked a little bit beforehand.
correct. And it's big time growth. The company's growing. We're growing every year. And, the one thing about the Bay Area is you can't grow.
Right.
The size, your footprint, the real estate is the real estate's incredibly
Right.
expensive. So Florida just was a very natural, good place for us, and we found it as a very welcoming environment. So we just added a new large production and shipping facility.
That's good because it means you can ship out more of.
We
these.
can the production facility is what we really grew.
Yeah.
So now we can produce and manufacture a lot more. So all your Thors, pretty much all the thermal units are built here in the U.S. So we needed that space with the assembly lines and being able to really compensate for the growth that we're having, so we can produce enough product so we can get to our customers on time.
See, I see. ATN's continually growing, and we will be back for more from the NASGW show here in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's James Munn. He is the leader of ATN. Thanks for joining, man.
Oh, thank you very much for having me. We really appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.